How did two peoples, claiming the same land, end up locked in one of the most complex and emotional conflicts of modern times? It's not just about land, it's about history, identity, trauma, faith, and survival. This is the story of Israel and Palestine, 100 years of conflict in just a few minutes. Understand the history, and you'll understand the pain. Let's begin, not with rockets and headlines, but with what happened a century ago. The land before the storm, before World War I. The land now known as Israel and Palestine was part of the Ottoman Empire for over 400 years. Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived there, mostly peacefully. But in the late 1800s, two big movements were forming. Zionism, a political movement calling for a Jewish homeland in the ancestral land of Israel. Arab nationalism, a push for independence by Arabs across the Middle East, including Palestine. Both groups saw the same land as home. Then came the war that changed everything. World War I and the British Promise. In 1917, during WWI, the British issued the Balfour Declaration, supporting the idea of a Jewish homeland in Palestine, even though the land was already home to a majority Arab population. At the same time, Britain promised independence to Arab leaders for their support in fighting the Ottomans. One land, two promises, and when the British took control of Palestine after the war, tension began to build. Rising tensions in the 1930s-40s Jewish immigration increased rapidly, especially during the Holocaust in Europe. Jews were fleeing genocide. Palestinians were seeing their towns, farms, and homes being transformed. Violence broke out. The British struggled to control both sides. In 1947, the United Nations stepped in, proposing a plan to split the land into two states, one Jewish, one Arab. Jews accepted the plan. Arabs rejected it, arguing it was unfair, giving more land to a smaller population. 1948. The war begins on May 14, 1948. The State of Israel was declared. The next day, 5 Arab nations invaded. A brutal war followed. Israel survived and even expanded its territory, but over 700,000 Palestinians were displaced. They call it the Nakba, the catastrophe. Refugees, destroyed villages, divided families. And so, the roots of today's pain were planted. 1967. The Six-Day War and occupation in 1967. Israel fought Egypt, Syria, and Jordan in the Six-Day War. It captured the West Bank, East Jerusalem, Gaza, Sinai, and the Golan Heights. For Palestinians, this meant military occupation. For Israelis, it was about security and survival. Israel began building settlements in these areas, communities seen by much of the world as illegal under international law. Palestinians saw their dream of a state fading. Frustration turned into resistance. Intifadas and rockets in the late 1980s and early 2000s. 2 major Palestinian uprisings erupted. The first and second intifadas, stones, protests, suicide bombings. Israel responded with curfews, arrests, airstrikes. 2006, the militant group Hamas took control of Gaza, leading to multiple wars between Israel and Hamas. Thousands of civilians on both sides have been killed. Today, Gaza is blockaded. The West Bank is divided by walls and checkpoints. Jerusalem remains disputed. The dream of peace, still distant. Behind every rocket, every news report, every political speech, are real people. A Palestinian boy dreaming of freedom. An Israeli girl growing up in bomb shelters. Families torn apart. Generations raised in fear. The politics are complex, but the pain universal. So after 100 years, who's right, who's wrong? The truth is, this isn't about choosing sides. It's about understanding history, so we can imagine a different future. A future where borders don't bury hope, where religion doesn't divide hearts, where two peoples can share what was always sacred to both. The conflict isn't over, but the story is still being written. And maybe, just maybe, if enough people learn the history, they'll help write a better ending.